was a hand check when Michael Jordan was getting bop, 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 bop? There wasn't a. Yeah, we would have just hand checks Brandon Jennings. No, you wouldn't. He's a scoring guard.
Bro, stop, bro. Somebody in the chat saying it's the only reason why Gil got off because they changed the rules. Bro, stop this.
What rule did they change?
The hand checking one, bro.
Man, that didn't change no hand. I was most improved in the NBA. I won an award with a hand check of some old niggas thinking that they can hand check a fast nigga. That shit don't work, man. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all be listening to these old niggas try to hand check a nigga at the park.
So hand checking didn't change nothing for nobody back then?
No.
Ain't changed nothing for nobody.
No, the hand checking wasn't an actual thing. They're still hand checking below the free throw line today.
I'm just saying, but like
hand
taking
checking,
out
the hand checking rule today is still in. It's just below the free throw line.
No, I'm just saying, but like changing the physicality back then and hand checking, that didn't change nothing.
The most physical era was the era I actually played in. What are you talking about? If you ask KG and Adam Silver had that conversation, look at what years he said was the most physical actual defense. But for the hand check, it's easy to hand check me if I'm not moving. Where was the hand check? Why Isaiah Thomas couldn't get a hand check, right? Why Tim Hardaway couldn't get a hand check? Because they were scoring guards. If I'm just a passing guard, you can put your hand on your hip and you can guide me and keep me on the side because I'm trying to set up the offense. That's easy. Well, if I'm coming downhill, where are you putting your hand? You gonna put your hand right here? Right. What is that? So you're gonna basically wait till I get on the side of you, and then you're gonna try to ride me. You're not in any defensive position. So what people started doing when I played, they do this. They can't stay in front of you, and then they'll just push you. So that's why they stopped it from the top of the key, because the guards started being scorers.
So them changing the hand checking rule in the mid 2000s. That didn't benefit nobody.
Where was the hand check when Jordan was getting his ass crossed over by Iverson? Where was the hand check then?
I'm just asking the question. That didn't benefit.
Where was the hand check when Michael Jordan was getting his ass bop 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 bop? There wasn't a when White Chocolate came in shaking the shit out of GP. Where was the hand check then? We're talking about the new guards coming in. Where was the hand check when Baron Davis came in? Where was the hand check when Marbury came in? Where was the hand check on Grant Hill when he was bopping Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen? That shit only worked for non-scoring guards because they had to set up the offense.
Oh, okay.
Because they're not moving anywhere, so they're sitting on it. So when people say, "Yeah, we would have just hand checks Brandon Jennings," no, you wouldn't. He's a scoring guard. If you go down the history of all the scoring guards, they ate in the NBA. Mahmoud, he ate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Come on, man. They just be saying shit, man.
I was just checking. So it's just only scoring. So like guards that kind of pass first, or
people who have bigs like
John Stockton, you can hand check.
Kind of, but no.
Like Jason Kidd,
he's facing you. Like Mark. Think about Mark Jackson.
Okay,
how did Mark Jackson bring the ball up the court? Yeah, so you can just keep your hand on him, dog. That's what
about Jay Kidd? What about Jay Kidd?
Same thing.
You can hand check.
But he's coming. But think about it. He's coming so fast. How are you stopping that with your hand?
All right, who's chat? What's another guard back in the mid 2000s? Another point guard back in the mid 2000s.
Like this is what. So Joe
Nash. What about Nash?
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
you could, but you couldn't. You
played at a pace. That's
because he was scoring. Like when I'm talking about like Michael Conley, you could have hand checked Michael Conley.
Okay.
Because he's running offense.
Andre Miller.
But Steve Nash, you really couldn't do that with him.
Shit.
You could.
I think Mike Bibby too.
You could hand check Steve Nash, but it was hard to see who Steve Nash really was because his team had Dirk, Finley, they had all of them, so he wasn't the primary scorer or playmaker. So he'd do a pick and roll, and we'll go under or hand check him over. He just passed to the Dirk.
Phoenix.
But the rule kind of changed by then. But
so it benefited him.
It became this though. Like y'all got to know the rule. It became this. You couldn't hold it. You had to touch it, grab it, touch it. Like that's how you had to play. You couldn't just sit it there.
Damn.
That's all it was. But if you turn your back, watch when when a player turns his back, you'll see their hold like this. It's only when the guy's facing you forward.
Oh, okay. I just heard like the rules really benefited a lot of y'all guards like Steve Nash back then in the mid 2000s.
That's our excuse that it helped Steve Nash because he became a different player in Phoenix, but he didn't have to pass the ball to Dirk. He was the main option, and he had everything he needed to be successful. That's all.
Okay.
Hey.
The zone kind of benefited us a little bit.
That's nice, my guy.
Like I would say this, I would say the zone kind of helped a little bit because what happened is we would start running our offense on the bad defender side. So like let's say Steph is a bad defender, right?
Yeah.
Our whole offense was ran on his side. We'll stay away from Draymond Green and Clay. So we would just overload one side and just pick on that side.
Cause I just heard somebody say Steve Nash, like a lot of them players back in the day, they benefited.
He was hard to guard, but it was more he had everything that made him good. He had a rolling big that actually rolled the dunk. Right? So now when he sets that pick and Steve Nash is coming down a little bit, you got to stay with Amari. If you don't, he's dumping it off dunk. If you go with Amari, he gets to shoot the floater and all that stuff. Well, with Dirk, he was just pick and pop. So there was nowhere for him to go a little bit.
To be fair though, Nash had an even better year without Stoudemire the following year though.
No, fact. Because he had all shooters.
Yeah. Well, did he? Yeah, all shooters.
Like them saying they can guard Curry with the handshake. Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Did he have all shooters? He had Rajah Bell. He had Rajah Bell and who else?
Huh?
He had Rajah Bell and who else?
Oh, that can shoot?
Yeah.
Depends on what year. He had Joe Johnson. He had,
that's the next year without Stoudemire.
That's that whatever year like they had
06. When he won the
second
MVP.
You had
Boris Diaz.
Boris Diaz.
Yeah, they was playmakers. Was the Tim Thomas there?
He was there for like 26 games.
He was different though. Quentin Richardson?
Quentin Richardson wasn't there, no. He had that many shooters, man. He was out there hooping.
I think Grant Hill was there.
No, that's later on. He was out there hooping. It was him and Rajah Bell. 06. Damn, right? So I mean,
wait, is that the year? That's the second MVP year, right?
That's second MVP, yeah.
Yeah, see, when Amari went down, they said they wasn't gonna make the playoffs, and the fact that they won 55 games, they gave it to him.
But that hand checking really helped him out, though, man.
Let me see. They had James Jones. James Jones shot the ball. Steve Nash shot the ball. Rajah was okay. Jim Jackson was there. Barbosa.
Jim Jackson
Eddie
for
House.
27 games. I mean,
Kurt Thomas.
I'm just thinking about the shooters that they had.
Shannon Fry? No.
Shannon Fry wasn't there. No, they were running Nash, Rajah Bell, Boris Diaw, Sean Marion, and one of the Thomases, depending on what part of the season. Because in the beginning was Kurt Thomas, and they traded Kurt Thomas for
Tim Thomas.
Yeah,
and that was the motherfucking person that made it a problem for everybody.
But in the first 50 games, he out there with Kurt Thomas, Boris Diaw, and Sean Marion in the front court, still hooping. He ain't need that shooting, man. He out there doing his thing, man.
Yeah, but what enough?
I was told it was the hand check though. The hand check is what really freed him up.
No, it wasn't, man. I'm not even gonna do that to him. Like it was just that they thought he was old, and then the rules changed a little bit, but.
So hand checking didn't change nothing for nobody back then?
No.
Ain't changed nothing for nobody.
No, the hand checking wasn't an actual thing.
Wait, that's what you said.
Like Steve Nash. People don't understand. The Steve Nash MVP, you didn't even know who he was until a rule was changed. The reason he was traded, they didn't think he was worth 54.
Wait, Gil, what you doing, Gil? Why you?
Huh?
What you doing? What you doing?
What happened?
Don't you agree with that? Ah, come on,
Yeah,
Gil.
that lying-ass nigga,
Gil,
man. I
don't
know
you
who the
agree?
fucking
Come
lying-ass nigga
on,
is,
Gil.
bro. No, dog.
Gil, come on,
I
man.
don't know
You
who
don't
that
agree with that?
lying-ass
Come
nigga
on,
was,
Gil.
bro.
Gil, come on,
That's
man.
blasphemy.
Gil, don't you agree with that?
Hey, Gil was on the ground. Hey, Gil, hey, now let me see. Hey, go back to that shit, dog.
Hey,
Look, I told
hey,
you.
nah, Gil,
I'm not accountable for nothing.
nah. Gil, that's what you said. That's what you said, man. I'm just going off what you said, man. That's it, man.
You got me.
True.
I was talking shit on his name back then.
You was. It's cool though. It's cool, you know.
He was still in that competitive spirit. He still wanted that matchup.
He did. He still had his jersey on.
He
had his Orlando jersey on.
Dog. That's why I said go to the look at Gil. Like if you look at Gil, he's pissed.
What?
Man, you
yeah,
you ain't getting no haircut. You got the Orlando jersey on.
Because I was
You got ball shorts on, ready to go right
Was
now.
I talking about Cole? Was I talking?
No, then you want to play. You want to hoop.
Oh,
He's like, how dare this nigga Steve Nash still in the league?
but that's like when it came to Penny. That's why I wore number 1 when I went to Orlando. That was a childhood dream.
That's tough. Now, shout out to Penny. Shout out to Penny, though.